Hi everyone, welcome to Kitty Cat Circus. A lot of people have been messaging me, commenting on my videos, asking me what stilts I use, where they can buy stilts, what stilts I recommend for beginners or for professionals, so I'm finally here making a video about it. I'm going to speak about just a few pairs of stilts on the market. I haven't personally tried all of these pairs of stilts, but I know many people that use these different pairs of stilts. I'm just giving advice based on what I know from my personal experience stilt walking. Maybe you're just a beginner and you're not sure if you want to get into stilt walking full time. Maybe you've been stilt walking a long time and you're ready to upgrade your equipment to a professional pair of stilts. Let's start with my stilts. My babies. My stilt maker actually put on here, it says Acro Kitty. He added that to my stilts after I successfully got the pop-up, which still feels like a dream. I love my stilts. I haven't seen another pair of handcrafted stilts like this pair of stilts. I personally think that these are the most beautiful stilts on the market. Made by Antonio Gomez, a stilt walking artist of more than 20 years, currently based in Los Angeles. He says he's on his last batch of stilts and will not be making any more after he sells the last few pairs that he has. And I really hope that's gonna change. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to buy a few pairs so that I can have them for the rest of my life, obviously. I love the foot plate on these stilts. I haven't seen another pair of wooden handcrafted stilts that have such a smooth and beautiful foot plate. I also really love the swivel bottoms. If you don't know what a swivel bottom is, it's an attachment at the bottom of your peg stilts that allows you to spin. This takes the pressure off of your knees. So rather than pivoting and your knee taking all of the pressure, when you turn or spin on swivel bottoms, your body just glides in the direction that you're sending it seamlessly, no pain to the knees. I think every professional stilt walker I know has swivel bottoms on their stilts. That's because if you're going to be stilt walking consistently, constantly, multiple times a day, it's important that you have equipment that supports your body and does not take a toll on your body. If you want to stilt walk long term, you've got to get some swivel bottoms. It's going to protect your knees in the long run and support your movement looking really refined. I also love how sleek the calf plate is. It's so small, fits perfectly to my leg. When I'm wearing stilt pants or stilt covers, you don't see any piece of my equipment bulging out of the fabric. And they also have double straps beneath the knee for the most stability. When I got them a few years ago, they cost around $900. There are a few pairs left as I understand, so if you are seriously interested in a pair of these stilts, leave a comment below and I will tell Antonio to check it out. That's my pair of stilts, the most beautiful stilts. I love them, I'm obsessed with them. It was a wonderful investment, the best investment actually, yeah. I love these stilts. Now, moving on. This next pair of stilts were made by someone that inspires the heck out of me. I can't even believe I had the honor of performing a stilt acrobatic duo with this person. Literally a dream come true. Lyon. Aaron has been stilt walking for more than 20 years, and the metal fabrication came in the second version of his stilts. To fit a variety of human shapes, adjustability has been the main goal of his design. This can ensure good posture, make your stilt walking even more graceful, and save your knees from undue stress. These stilts also have double straps beneath the knee for maximal support. They can also break down, which makes them easier to travel with, which is a really attractive trait in a pair of stilts, especially if you're taking your tall adventures around the country or around the world. You can also get different height of pegs to switch out the height of stilts that you're working on. I personally do not have a pair of these stilts yet, but I would really love a pair in the near future to play around with the adjustable heights so I can take on training more fun tricks. Aaron is a really awesome and smart dude that knows a crap ton about stilt walking, and his stilts were definitely made with tender, loving care. Once you contact Aaron for a custom pair of stilts, you guys will talk about your measurements. That way he can be sure to make them to fit you perfectly. These stilts are not the most lightweight option, but the perfectible body geometry and the ability to disassemble your stilts with ease are key features. These stilts are currently priced at $13.50, which for a custom pair of stilts, top of the line, swivel bottoms, can disassemble, make smaller and easier for travel, and they'll last you a really long time. It's a really great deal and absolutely a stellar investment for your future of stilt walking. Check the description below for a link to contact Aaron Lyon, and if you do go to him for a pair of stilts, tell him Kitty sent you. As far as my personal suggestions go, this closes the portion of professional custom-made stilts with swivel bottoms. Now we're moving on to stilts that are more beginner-friendly and at a cheaper price. Here we've got Stilt Factory. When I was looking at the website, the description stood out to me and I thought I would share it with you. When you want to stand tall, these are our flagship height stilts. The perfect choice for parades, corporate events, halftime shows, orchard picking, cleaning your roof, petting a giraffe, Burning Man. Need to clean your roof or pet a giraffe? Get these stilts. These are really common stilts. I know tons of stilt walkers that use stilts from this brand. I personally haven't used these stilts, but I do have a few thoughts to share. It looks like they have an option to put the knee support in front of your knee or behind your knee. I personally suggest having that behind your knee. I have tried stilts both with the front support and the back support, and I just have so much more stability when it's calf support. The bottoms don't naturally swivel, but I do think I recall them saying that they were working on swivel bottom attachments. So if you're looking into this pair of stilts, it might just be worth asking, sending them an email to see if they offer swivel bottoms. I really can't recommend swivel bottoms enough for any level of stilt walker, but especially full-time stilt walkers. These are a really great basic go-to pair of stilts. There is one thing about them though that I've noticed is that the shin or calf support is a little bit chunky, and I've noticed that it is visible through costuming pretty much all the time. However, if you're looking for a go-to pair of stilts that are great for beginners but also have performers in mind, these stilts start at $7.45. These stilts are made with performers in mind, meaning that they can handle the load that a regular working stilt performer would put onto them. They also have an option to switch out the height of the peg. It's definitely worth exploring the customizations on their website and seeing what catches your attention. You can find a link to their website in the description of this video. Next, we have Voltige Stilts. I personally haven't worn these stilts, but I know quite a few people that have used them and do use them to this day. I would definitely recommend these as affordable, beginner-friendly stilts. Something interesting about these stilts is that they actually have a shock absorber in the peg, which can help take stress off of your low back. That's a pretty unique quality that I've never seen in another pair of stilts. If you have these stilts or have used them, I'm curious to know in the comments below what you think about the shock absorber aspect of them. Something really great about these stilts is that you can drill your shoes into them, or they have straps attached and ready to go so that any person, any shoe size can fit into these stilts. I've had friends that use these stilts tell me if they squat or they hinge that there's a small pinch on the back of their leg, or maybe even more than a pinch. So that's just the difference of stilts that are produced to be for everybody versus stilts that are custom made to your body. These stilts are priced at $4.71, which is the cheapest pair that we've seen yet. If you're looking for an affordable pair of stilts to get started on, I think that these are a great option to begin with. Next, we have PegStilts. I'm not sure how long this company has been around, but I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. On their website, they offer many different heights of stilts as well. Because these stilts aren't specifically made for your shoes to be drilled into them, they have a strap at the foot, a strap near the ankle, and a strap just beneath the knee. If you do get these stilts, I recommend going to your local hardware store to find a more supportive option of calf support rather than just the foam or strappy piece right around your knee. I'm not sure of the longevity of the rubber bottoms of these stilts, but it looks like they offer replacement bottoms, so if you make the purchase, it's worth getting a handful of those. This is just about as basic as stilts get. If you're just interested in dabbling in stilts, this is a great pair to begin with. They are the cheapest pair of stilts that I know of on the market, priced at $380. The last option is to build your own pair of stilts. This might be more affordable depending on where you are and what the cost of materials are. I personally built a few pairs of stilts so that I could teach my friends how to stilt walk. I followed along to the Stilt Factory video, How to Make Stilts. I did personally make a few adjustments based on what I know about stilts and what I wanted for the people I was teaching. Whether you make any changes or not, it's a great video to follow along with. So if you want to get covered in sawdust and make your own pair of stilts, you can find the link to that video in the description below. So this isn't even close to all of the stilts on the market, but people have just been asking me in my messages and comments all the time, and this was just the first few pairs of stilts off the top of my head that I wanted to share with everybody. I think any one of these pairs of stilts would be great because they're all doing the same purpose: getting you tall. There is a scale of beginner to professional stilts, and depending on where you are on your journey will help you decipher what kind of stilts you want or lean toward for your needs. I hope that this was helpful and insightful in your journey to figuring out what pair of stilts to get. You can always get another pair of stilts soon, so don't overthink your first purchase too hard. Before closing, one thing I want to say is that there's a whole nother category of stilts, which are drywall stilts, articulated stilts, Bigfoot stilts, however you want to call them. I personally don't have any experience with those kinds of stilts, and I just love pegs. I think pegs make a stilt walker. I think a really good stilt walker using peg stilts can make it look like they're almost floating on air. And I've never really seen that same energy from drywall stilts. Let me know in the comments below what kind of stilts you use. Did I mention them or no? All right, well, I think that's everything. I hope you have fun getting tall. Be sure to check out my page for more. I have all kinds of lessons and tutorials for stilts and clown makeup and even more. I'll see you soon.